yourself on the floor. When the man with the power and the dollar says you ain't worth a cent, and your wings won't fly and your words won't flow. You can't force a smile and they won't leave you alone. I see the light in you, let it shine again. 'Cause you were born for the fire, raised by the storm, flavor together, loud and fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit. We don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. Oh, we don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. I know a woman with a lion's heart and a pretty blue dress with a shopping cart. Head full of dreams, gonna change the world. Got a body of work they say won't sell, and a way with words that she won't tell. I see the light in you, let it shine again. 'Cause you were born for the fire, raised by the storm, flavor together, loud and fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit. We don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. Hey, we don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. We don't.
Good morning, Patriot family. Welcome
Hello.
to Tuesday's episode of Out of Pocket with Allie and Michelle.
Nice to see you,
Nice to
sis.
see you too. So the first thing I want to say is Save America Act. President Trump has posted this, and he says it's the White House. Voters must show photo ID. Voters must show proof of citizenship. No mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or tribal. No men and women's sports, and no transgender mutilation surgery for our children. Pass the Save America Act, y'all. Pass
Did,
it.
did he just post that?
It was 4 days ago.
Okay, he's not. Well, and he's
5 days
using
ago.
he's using what's happening in LA. We were
Yep.
talking about this yesterday.
Yep.
He's using what's happening in LA as like a poster child for "Don't LA my elections."
Which,
right?
why is Senator Thune and the other loosely termed senators not doing the same thing?
Mm.
Do
Very
they
interesting.
want Democrats to steal the election from President Trump's administration and the American people? From the American people. Let's
Oh.
just frame that the right way.
Absolutely.
Do the 4 Republican senators want Democrats to steal the election from the American people? How
I mean, I
does
think you
that
could make-
not put you
You
out of office?
you could make that argument, guys. We've got so much to talk about today,
So excited.
including Sesame Street.
Oh.
Pride Month. And so we're going to talk about Trump's exit. He did an out of pocket mic drop moment in the last interview, plus what a girl wants.
What a girl wants.
I knew you were going to go Christina Aguilera on it.
That
I
is
know.
my favorite girl, man. I love her. Maybe not her politics so much,
But we're going to hear from Priscilla Shire. She's got a great message. I think it's really kind of fun. And, you know, we're women, and we know what women are. So we talk about women's issues sometimes.
sure,
right?
why not? Let's get into it. Let's open that mic and let's see how out of pocket we can get today.
Two queens, no filter, say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real. Politics, family, yeah, we go there. If it's out of line, we don't care. It's out of pocket. It's out of pocket.
We have a paprito here.
Sure.
Austin has made his entrance.
Granola.
Hi, baby. You can come up here. Come on. Come on. Really? Oh, he loves me.
He's so cute.
You're my emotional support dog. Use it. Okay. Hi. Hello.
Yeah, girl, come on. Because you got the laptop.
Huh.
I don't know what we're doing.
Guys, so oh my gosh. Do you believe that Sesame Street is celebrating Pride Month? So while
Yes, they were doing it during 2020. It's
we're
ridiculous.
not focusing on literacy rates in children, 3rd grade and under. Oh my God, he's so cute. While we're not focusing on graduation rates throughout the nation, what we are focusing on, according to Sesame Street, I'm not making it up here, guys. Take a look at this.
We have Sesame Street posting for Pride Month to celebrate and uplift the gay community. And this weekend, the New York Library is holding a drag queen story time to read books to toddlers about transitioning. All sponsored by American tax dollars. Kay, why is the left so obsessed with grooming children?
Well, the goal is depopulation, right? No one really sort of talks about it in a macro sense, but the goal of the left is depopulation. If you're communists, what you want is an us and them. You need a small group of very, very wealthy people at the top and then all of the workers below. And that's what the left and the Democrats have been pushing for. And so if you can normalize the castration of children, and if you can normalize that from a very, very, very young age, then you're just one step closer to their ultimate goal of, you know, the one world order communist takeover of the West. And I don't think I'm being hyperbolic when I say that, because it can't just be, I mean, if we look at it from the other direction, then it's just sex. It's just perverts reading to children, and it's normalizing sexual conversations around children, which is perverted.
It is
100%.
perverted.
100%.
And Sesame Street, you used to be able to capture the minds. Why not have something that is geared towards reading literacy, comprehension of letters and sounds,
Yep.
and you know, sentence structure and things of that nature, instead of while you have the minds of young children captured, instead of sexual perversion. Like, can you imagine if it was just a bunch of heterosexuals talking about?
Yeah, exactly. It would, well, and here's my thing. When you look at, you know, them using the rainbow, obviously for Pride Month, could you see Sesame Street also having the rainbow and speaking about Noah's Ark and God's promise to
I
his
think they
people?
did once upon a time.
Well, if they did that now, the people on the left would absolutely scream that that was not allowed. But they're able, and I've long said this LGBTQ stuff, however you feel about it, whether you're for it, against it, you don't care, whatever. People treat it like a religion. They put it on the throne of their heart. It's the top of their mind. It's the first thing they greet you when they say. It becomes this thing that you worship at. We've always said on this show, Allie, we have friends that live a lot of different types of lifestyles, and we don't even talk about it with them. That's the thing. We never talk about it with them. We talk about other things like, I don't know, the weather and how you voting, you know, but it's, so who cares what you do in your bedroom? Can we not talk about it with children?
And I want you to apply. So people,
Go, girl, go.
Apply this to your doctor.
Okay, this is good.
Like, if you are at your doctor's office and your doctor's like, oh, I'm, you know, I do this in my bedroom. What does that have to do with them performing a surgery?
Right.
Does it make you qualified somehow because you
Mm-mm.
do different things in your
Ooh.
bedroom than most people or other people?
And I don't know when we got in society and culture to where we talk openly about what we do in our bedroom. I literally was at a campaign event and I had a
Especially
guy.
with children.
Yeah, well, but yeah. So if you did this anywhere at work, it would be considered sexual harassment. But you come up to me, hi, my name is so and so. I know you're the conservative running for school board. Just so you know, I'm gay.
Great.
Like, I would have preferred where you're from. What do you do for a living? You know, what on the ballot is most important to you? What issue? I don't need to know who you sleep with.
As a candidate, you can't bite back the way that my mind just did.
I did. That's exactly what I said. That is the most perverse thing I've ever had somebody say to me while holding my hand.
That wouldn't have been my bite back. My bite back. My bite back would have been a little different. But we don't need that because there are a lot of people that think in picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are a lot of children that think in picture. So if that's what you're leading with in teaching them, what do you think is going to come of that? You know, there are high statistics, high percentages of boys that are men that are still addicted to pornography. Where do you think that starts?
Well, and what do you think the first thing they do when they find out these people that are pedophiles? The first thing they find is that whatever child they had access to, they groomed them by trying to either with alcohol or some other kind of substance, but also with with some
Love
type of
bombing.
love bombing, but also you're trying to chip away at what they
At sneaky
consider
signals.
to be boundaries.
Yes.
And
so
that's why this is it when you've got these safe places, and I think of safe places differently than the left does. A safe place to me is a place where you are free from that.
Yeah.
You're free from that. You're going like to the library just to grab a book and read, or to enjoy the fact that they have books and get these kids off of their digital devices. But when you take these safe places like libraries, like classrooms, because there are some states that allow it, and you bring in drag queens or people that are largely from the LGBTQ community into these safe places, you normalize something that shouldn't be normal for young children. Again, what you do as 18 and over, I don't give two flying, you know what? But to young kids, we've got to stop this.
I agree.
This is not like dressing up as Elsa and Anna. This is not like, dressing up as Santa. This is a sexually explicitly charged. You can't get a real audience, so you want to captivate toddlers. It's sick.
I for the life of me can't understand it. We need to leave the kids alone.
So many in the LGB community are
Agree.
on our side
agree.
with this. Allie, it wasn't that long ago. We worked really closely with the Gays Against Grooming organization to fight to get anti-grooming legislation
Yes.
spelled out in our penal code here in
Yep.
Florida.
Yep.
Copy and paste it in your state.
Yep. It's not hard. You can go type it into your Google account. I can't. Because the
She's
moment I
always
saw
going
that,
back.
I was like, Michelle is going to put this in the show and we're going to talk about it because we talked about it like 12 episodes ago. I'm just like, Lord.
Okay. I'm just going to say, Gays Against Groomers has come out and said, so they've got, we've got Pride Month. You veterans that served your country, you get a day. If you fought and died for the country, you get maybe a weekend. Presidents, all of them, share one day, but who you sleep with gets an entire freaking month. So Gays Against Groomers says, they come out, take a look at this. They said, this is exactly why Pride Fest is not for kids or sane gay adults. This is them. This is Gays Against Grooming saying this. A grown man wearing a diaper. I told you this was really happening. A grown man wearing a diaper with the little cartoon characters was spotted at Milwaukee's Pride Fest, where all ages are welcome.
And like literally with the butt cut out of the jeans.
We used to call those chaps.
Like what? But what? Like, no, seriously though, like what are we trying to signal here? What are we trying to signal here?
I couldn't hold it. I don't know.
I don't understand.
It's not, listen.
Can you please keep your kink to your bedroom?
And how many people out there, how many adults, because I can hear it in my head from viewers, like you get to an age, some of you out there, I get it. And we see them on the grocery store shelves all the time, adult diapers, like, it's a real problem.
But why?
But this is different. He's got cartoons on his tushy. And this is a LGB community, Gays Against Groomers, that are like, y'all have hijacked school, hijacked our movement. Follow Conservative Ant. He's hilarious. Oh my God. He's so hilarious. The other day he's sitting, the whole video was just him like this in the airport.
Oh my God.
I cannot. Like,
I cannot. It's like, it's
Yeah.
like chalk on a chalkboard.
How do you feel about this,
Listening to
guys?
certain
I mean, I'm always curious because I feel
think
like
this is just
I feel like conservatives get painted with a very broad brush about being intolerant, misogynistic,
no.
all this like, homophobic. I'm not afraid of you. I don't want you near children, just like I don't want, people always talk about the church. What are you going to do about this pastor that got convicted for? You're right. They shouldn't have been around kids either. It doesn't matter. If you're going around children and you're talking about inappropriate things, y'all want an age for gun ownership. You want an age for drinking. You want an age for voting rights. You want an age for driving a car, but 12 years old?
Not when it comes to sex, though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why? Why? So you can continue to fund Planned Parenthood?
Well, what do you think about in that video when she said, think about it. We are having this debate right now with schools about the drop in enrollment. And It's not just here in Florida, it's around the
It's
nation.
everywhere.
But they're talking about the low birth rate and how that's projected even over the next 10 years to have a decline just in our state of about 7,000 students. If you've got more people who are in the LGB community, are they less likely to have obviously like
can't.
biological children, but are they able to adopt? But you're not procreating. So is it kind of like could the globalists be using this movement as a way to also, because you know how they want to
Of
just like
course.
get the zero carbon emissions, you know?
Of course. Why? Of course they do.
And that's where conservative Ant's always coming from. He's like, y'all, this isn't about like my life anymore. It's about this. It's about how can you hijack my cause and use it now.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm.
And I would not put it past the globalists for wanting to use this as a way to curb it, to curb
Yeah.
the birth rates. I mean, you get children that are thinking they're born in the wrong body and you're, castrating them medically
yeah.
or physically.
Absolutely.
Then how do you expect to procreate and recreate the next generation of American sovereign people?
I'm 100%.
You can't.
Well, and so gays against groomers.
You would have to import them, and the ones that are being imported don't support America. They do not assimilate to America. They do not want to conform to American sovereignty or want to understand American values and what built this country, especially when you have the left telling them that it's stolen land and it's inherently racist, which it's not.
Well, this is why, in the Communist Manifesto of how you take over this country, they said, we'll do it without one shot fired.
100%. And that's what they've been doing for the last 20 years.
I want to make sure that you guys know Gays Against Groomers has come out and said their organization is completely independently funded. You can support them by going to Gays Against Groomers on every social media platform. Here's why I, as a Christian woman who is heterosexual, here's why that matters to me. Because there are times where we need to move the needle, Allie, and I'm looking for who I can partner with because we agree on that one mission. And when it came to grooming children and making sure that we hold people responsible that have been grooming children but maybe haven't committed the act of actual sexual abuse yet, Gays Against Groomers jumped on that train and rode it the whole way. And I was grateful because, again, we put down the things we couldn't agree on and we moved forward with the things that we could. So make sure that you guys, if that falls in your wheelhouse, make sure you support them.
Follow them. Gays Against Groomers, they're great. We did March for Kids in DC, just trying to protect our children, and we were hand in hand with mom groups. Moms for America, Moms for Liberty, parental rights advocates.
The moms groups are supposed to be so incredibly. You didn't pick up my funny.
I did. I'm sorry, David.
He's on the phone.
It's Pollock. Pollock is texting. I'm sorry. I love you, Pollock.
We love you. Come on the show, Pollock.
My bestie friend here over there at OAN, y'all. Make sure you follow at David Pollock USA and at OAN. One American News Network. They're an amazing network, and they have amazing people like Dan Ball and Matt Gates and others.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this one is gonna throw you for a doozy. So make sure.
Lord.
I
hate this.
This hits right in your Mother's Day, Father's Day kind of territory. This is coming out of Fox News. Thank you, I guess, New York, for trying to propose this bill. Take a look.
Woke mob on the left is now rewriting New York state law using the term gestating parent. It's defined as an individual who physically carries and delivers a child, and it's making headlines over a newly passed Democrat-led bill that erases the terms mother and father from certain laws. The New York Post writes, mother would be replaced with gestating parent, while father becomes non-gestating parent. Paternity proceedings to determine a child's biological father would meanwhile become parentage cases. A putative father, also known as a deadbeat dad, would now be called an alleged parent. But if they're breaking the law, there's nothing alleged about it, right? I don't know. The bill is even reportedly stirring division, well, actually, among liberals. The Bronx Democrat who sponsored the bill says it was needed to be consistent with current and statute in case law. But other lawmakers rolled their eyes at one one with calling it, quote, unnecessary. Doctor, we know the science on this, but for fun, remind us.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you something you're all going to like, and I mean this. I'm not blowing smoke here. When I started medical school, I learned that women were biologically superior to men because they have to do more in their lives.
Look at Rosanna. She's like all happy and proud
But
right
it's
now.
all true because hormonally it's
Well, so of course I go to looking for the definitions of things. So gestating means to carry developing offspring in the uterus during pregnancy. So that's what a woman does.
That's what women do. So the fact that you have trans activists who don't have uteruses wait, all of you lefties that are so mad that white men in suits get to control your uterus in Congress, why are you allowing white men who don't have uteruses, who are pretending to be women, control your uterus and whether or not you can be called mother? They're not just trying to control your uterus, they're trying to control your speech.
Why are you letting them dictate language? And that's exactly right, because this comes out of obviously the state of Florida. Gestational parent, they're saying, is a gender inclusive term, sometimes used in modern family law, such as New York State, to refer to the individual carrying the pregnancy. The person carrying the pregnancy is the woman. There's no case out there of, and I know somebody's going to try to message me and DM me, and you go right for it. There's no men carrying full-term babies. If a man had to feel the ligament stretch within the pelvic region that women do,
Or the organ shift.
that trans thought would come out of their head quicker than you know what. If a biological man, had to feel the Braxton Hicks contractions and get visible stretch marks from carrying life inside your body,
First of all,
they would turn tail from that trans platform in a heartbeat. If they had to pass something the size of a lemon, the watermelon out of an opening the size of a lemon or smaller, because their urethra is different, trans men would go really different.
first of all, they die. Because their hips aren't wide enough.
If you had to pee when you sneeze after childbirth, you wouldn't want this.
Grown men have to go to the hospital and cry and get medicated for passing kidney stones.
Yeah.
And sometimes have to have surgery for passing kidney stones. I'm not diminishing that. That has got to be the most painful thing. I understand. My problem is not that. My problem is that legally, you are not a parent. You are their mother and their father. They are your sons and your daughters. When you understand what words mean,
Yes.
you have parent. Are you a pair that rents? Parent. What does parent mean? Right? What does guardian mean?
Right.
I'm not a guardian.
There's even guardian and legal guardian, because there's two different.
And then there's guardian ad litem. Like, why are we legally? If this passes, your sons and daughters become property of New York State. Because you are no longer their mother or father. They're no longer your son and daughter. They are children that belong to gestating people or non-gestating people.
And I'm already seeing this, Allie. I'm seeing this everywhere during Pride Month. People are posting all over social media.
It's not
If
okay.
your mom or dad don't, if you don't have a mom, when you came out as whatever, if you don't have a mom or dad anymore, I'm your mom. I'm your dad. I'm your safe place. Okay, you know what? You can take the medical bills that go with that. You can take all of the legal decisions. I mean, go ahead and do it legally. But
They will do it. They will do it, and they will use your tax dollars to do it. They'll use your tax dollars to do it, because this was one of my main arguments when I was fighting against a lot of these things in 2020. The government cannot come and take your rights away as a parent, a legal guardian, a legal mother, father, without just cause. So the fact that they are going behind your back to change your son or your daughter's name, or to tell them that they are a different gender
Mhm.
without your consent, they are violating a natural consent. They are violating natural law, which is law of the land. As a parent,
Well, and it's because your rights, your rights, your parental. We never thought in a million years. You never thought in a million years you needed parental rights, because somebody tried to come into your room and in your house and tell you you don't have a right to whatever with your children, as far as discipline, as far as raising, as far as medical, I mean, you absolutely have 100% right. Wait till they break the law. Who do you think they're going to hold accountable? You, because
well, it's definitely not going to be the politicians now that have control over your children,
nope.
your sons and daughters. Why do you think they call them sons and daughters of liberty? They don't call them children of
I
liberty.
don't call them gestational people of liberty.
Gestational, it's like, what in the
And we're not like it's. I mean, I know there are people that use different modalities to be able to get pregnant that cannot conceive, but largely we're not.
I mean, that's
putting
all medical stuff anyway.
We're not putting people in petri dishes like gestational. It's not. We're not growing cabbage. Like, this is. It's a human being.
We might be getting there if we continue to have a low birth rate because of the trans ideology.
Well, and then you've
kids.
you've got everything that they're finding out with mRNA and how they told women that it was safe to take during pregnancy, safe to take during childbirth years. Now you look at what's happening with the young people having a hard time being able to conceive. Guys, so much more coming in the second half hour of Out of Pocket Live, including going to talk a little bit girl talk, what a girl wants. Plus, as a former Chicagoan, I can't believe what you messed up the Bears. Like, wait till you find out what's happening with the Chicago Bears. We've got so much more, including Trump walking out. Don't you go anywhere. More Out of Pocket Live after this.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. Light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com, because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OpenMic for 10% off your order.
Welcome back to Out of Pocket Live with Allie and Michelle. Make sure you guys go ahead and like, share, subscribe, spread the word, spread the message. Make sure you follow at Real Allie Leger and at Michelle Posey as well.
Yes.
Your face just totally lit up.
Well,
Wow.
because I mean, we just did. I don't know. Have you guys seen lately the OAN with David Pollock Primetime? There was a big announcement that came out. So I'm just really excited and grateful to be doing this. You guys, it's about time Allie got in the race, right? Everybody was.
She's been running for a long time.
Have been, but I'm excited. I'm excited. We've gotten some.
Are you making the official announcement here?
Oh, I made it yesterday. I didn't make it
know,
on
you didn't.
on our show. No.
Why the hell not on our show?
No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Yeah, Allie Marie Leger is running for Congress, CD 14, y'all. That's Congressional District 14 in Florida. We are really excited about this. It kind of just happened.
Literally
I won't
happened.
go into how it happened, but it just happened. And yeah, no, we're full steam ahead. So.
Well, and here's the thing: if you don't know how congressional districts work in your state, they've been etched in stone forever.
Mm-hmm.
Then with the difference in census numbers, plus you've got the redistricting that's happened in a lot of states. Florida opened up, redrew lines, and they have a new district that's created now.
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, where you live in your district, you've had the same representative for like a decade or two. So it's not common for somebody to just decide to run for Congress. Your area, Allie, was literally drawn in by Governor DeSantis. So it's
smack dab in the middle of it,
thing,
too.
I think,
It
when that
is.
happens.
I think it was too. It's hard to even explain without going into full detail about how all this
And we'll
worked
get
together.
there.
But
Yeah.
yes, you can go to Allie, legge.com and find out more about me and why I'm the best fit for CD14. I mean,
Oh
I've
my
already been doing the work. I've already been supporting
Yes,
President
ma'am.
Trump. So
Let's send a fighter like Allie into
yep,
Congress. I love that. I love that.
have a record of getting moderate Democrats and independents to vote for me. So
Yeah. And
I
that's
ran,
needed in
yeah,
this area, especially
absolutely,
where you're at here.
absolutely. So
Defeat that Democrat.
yep.
Exciting. Congratulations, Allie. We'll be
you.
supporting you all the way. Make sure you follow her on all social media as well. All right, ladies. I don't know how many of you know Priscilla Shire. I've
Love
been
her. She's great.
following her forever. Her kids are getting a little bit older. So when she talks about parenting or relational things, I kind of, my ears perk up. Let's take a listen and then I want to get your feedback too. Take a listen.
Single women, listen, if I were a single woman back in my 20s and I were going to be connected with a man, I wouldn't have to see that he has it all together now. I would have to see, though, when I talk to him, I can hear in what he's saying that there is a plan, there is a goal, that we can come to this goal together, and that growth is in his conversation. See, I don't think most women mind that. They probably balk sometimes at the word submission. I don't think they mind it if they're married to someone who's covering them. I think most women are like, ooh, I would love to feel protected, provided for, to be able to relax underneath, Proverbs calls it, like the shade of a tree. I believe if there were shade there, most women would be like,
let me chill and relax.
You know, they know that
Right.
they're valued and loved. Most women would be like, I would love to submit if he had brought me some leadership. To just know he has the potential of a leader, the vision of a leader, he's headed somewhere. He doesn't have to have it all figured out, but I know he's going somewhere. That to me is what you're looking for more than the nest egg is in place before you decide to get in a relationship.
But that also requires communication. You can't have someone that has a plan and keeps you out. Because then how are you supposed to submit to that if you don't know what the plan is? And if you're not included in that plan? And if you're not being covered in that plan?
Right. Yeah, this idea of submission, I feel like there's a certain section of especially young males that hear that and they're like, yeah, I'm going to submit, but then they don't realize that it's not a dominant term. The way she describes it there, it's almost because the Bible calls you to um, take care of your bride the way Christ died for the church. So that idea of it's not dominance when you're talking about a woman submitting. It's almost the most gentle thing you can do to lay down your life for her. You get that kind of connection. But I like what she's saying here, because the young people nowadays, and I know this just from having, a 21-year-old myself, so many of them are it's hard to move out of your parents' house. It's hard to buy that house. It's hard to, it's harder and harder for young people in the early 20s to kind of feel like they have their life together. But do you have a mission? Do you have a goal? And I think then when you're looking at it like almost post-divorce, like post really nasty, like, we hope this is a new chapter. It's the same thing. It's like, do you have a plan?
What's your plan?
Because you could be in the middle of rebuilding right now, but is there a plan?
And what does that plan look like?
And
what are the
does it look like?
steps? Right. What are the steps to get you to that goal? You have to be able to recognize, how do I get to where I want to be? What kind of person would be in that position? Who you have to emulate who you are in that place now. How do I get to this? What kind of behaviors will I exude once I'm in that position? What advice can I take from others that have been in this situation or are in the position that I want to be in?
Right.
And you have to be able to have an open, an honest conversation with yourself. But and it's not just a man needs to lay his life down for the woman also, but the woman has to be able to receive at the same time, because with leadership comes correction.
Yeah.
And correction is hard to hear when you've been in independent mode.
And when
for so long.
and also when you've been in correction has been weaponized.
Yes, that too.
For a long time. When you've been in that type of situation, you hear correction as I'm running for the door.
Yep.
Don't you come in here and mess up what God told me. When really, it's really, all right. It's difficult.
It's difficult.
I'm like ready to balk. Like you said, what?
Wait, hold up. What you mean? That's what, okay. And then you catch yourself and you're snapping back and you're like, oops, I didn't
And then they're like, who I'm not that person,
I
ma'am.
didn't mean to say it like that. Just give me a second. I'm sorry. My brain is faster sometimes. My mouth is faster than my brain. So you just got to give me some grace. But I like that. I do think that a lot of women would naturally submit. It's about being able to be in your most feminine form.
Mm,
And femininity doesn't mean you excuse bad behavior.
right. Exactly. Actually, I was having this conversation with somebody recently, and the way they described this to me, it was very sweet actually. It was like your your toughness and your lippiness and your just like fighter mentality like that it's actually i- there's a feminine quality to it. I always thought that's like you operating in your masculine, right? When you're like that. But have you ever seen like in the wild or like even on National Geographic the way in certain species the way moms respond when it comes to their cubs, when it comes to their little lions,
Mhm.
whatever, lioness? I mean, it there is a you can do it with heels and lashes and lipstick on, but you kind of bite, but it's like, oh my gosh, but you did that in such a feminine way. A lot of really, I'm finding this at least, a lot of strong, confident men actually like that.
They don't want a woman that is a pushover.
Yeah.
They want someone that will challenge them a little
Yeah.
and not in a way that
Not like a
is
combative.
abrasive
Yeah.
or combative,
Yeah.
right? Challenge in a good way, challenge you to be a better version of yourself.
Mm.
And I think that's what partnerships are supposed to be for. Partnerships are for people that are willing to come to the table when there's disagreements,
Yeah.
and figure out what can be done better and how we can move forward. Relationships are for people that want to stay in their ego
Mm. I
and
like
don't
that.
want to
Look like
set
a
your ego
partnership.
and your pride aside.
I'd like to know how you guys feel about that. I know we've got viewers that come from a multiple, I mean, even from married couples to widows down to those that are single in their early 20s. So just like to hear what you guys think about that. Allie, I want to move on to something
Moving on.
that is near and dear to my heart, coming from originally Illinois, and a former
Good Lord.
former
Sorry.
Bears cheerleader. They have screwed up that state, Ritzer.
Yep.
And they've done just, Brandon Johnson has done just a crap job, after taken up after Lightfoot with what they've done in Chicago. So it's a bad day when the Chicago Bears are saying peace out Chicago, and they're going to Hammond, Indiana. They're moving the entire franchise, alley, over to Indiana. But if that's not bad enough, I don't know what you're going to do.
Indiana?
Yep, I don't know how.
The Indiana Bears?
No, well, it's right across the state line, so they're going to probably still call them Chicago, but they're not in Chicago. They're going to be in Hammond, Indiana. Take a listen, though. The negotiation stalled. The state's trying to say we didn't have the funds to kind of meet and help out, whatever.
Oh, I bet you I know
Hey,
where their funds went.
Chicago Bears fans, your blood is about to boil. This is they did some research. The state of Illinois spent over $2.5 billion on free benefits to illegals last year. At the same time, Governor Pritzker was telling the Bears there's no money for tax relief on a new stadium. 2.5 billion plus all of the tourism revenue. Plus, I don't know what you're going to do with Soldier Field. It's not like you can just recreate that in something else. Bears gone, illegals in. This is so sad.
To be fair, why are stadiums being funded by taxpayers?
Well, it's not that they're being funded. Every state in the United States that has a national sports team, whether it's hockey, football, or baseball, or soccer now too, you're finding it's just like the film industry. They get some kind of tax incentive to be there.
Okay, so it's a tax incentive,
And it's usually an exchange because unlike Florida, a lot of these areas need to dredge up some kind of tourism.
okay.
The only people going to the South Loop besides gangs right now are Bears fans.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you're going to do. This is the Magnificent Mile, Michigan Avenue,
Wow.
Lakeshore Drive. Like, what are you going to do?
Wow. I think that 2 point whatever it is,
2.5 billion.
2.5 billion dollars could have been spent on cleaning up the area to make it not unappealing to those that do want to go attend the game. I think there is conversation around having national teams in states. I think that it brings, like, who doesn't want to go see that?
Well, but what?
I don't
And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, you've got the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs. I care. The White Sox, y'all have been on the South Side for a long time. That is a dangerous area. But you've got
Yeah.
Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field. You've got the Blackhawks, and you've got the Bulls that play in the. I don't know if it's still called the United Center. What does this do? I mean, because if you don't have money to keep an iconic team like Chicago Bears, Soldier Field is one of the oldest landmarks in the NFL. If you can't keep that, this is like, I hate them, but the Green Bay Packers all of a sudden leaving Green Bay, like,
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers leaving Tampa Bay. I mean, Miami
Dallas
Dolphins,
Cowboys
Dallas
leaving
Cowboys.
Dallas. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah, it's weird. It is very weird. I can understand now why they want to bring the Rays stadium to Tampa instead
Yeah.
of St. Pete. It does. I mean, it makes sense to have like a trifecta or
And I'm telling
whatever.
you, what it does for, and maybe I'm biased because I don't really like usually public private partnerships, but
Mhm.
it does tend to clean up areas. Sometimes it does tend to generate revenue. You can
If
share
you got the
space.
right administration, though, it does.
Mhm.
Clearly,
Absolutely.
not in Chicago with Governor Pritzker, but just when you spend $2.5 billion on illegals, benefits for illegals, and not benefits for your constituents that literally put you in office, I think you're derelict of duty and something needs to be done about that. But there's nothing that can be done if your DOJ, your AG, not Department of Justice, but your
Yep.
AG is going to do something about it. So it really does come down to being active in your local elections.
And I'll tell you, $3 billion deficit is what Illinois ran under in this last fiscal cycle. So $2.5 billion to illegals in Illinois, $3 billion in deficit. This is what Democrat policies do.
Mhm.
And also, Allie, I would say I think their tax base is changing a lot too, because you get people that leave for freedom out of the blue states.
Yep. And there's no more money. There's no more money because you don't have enough people to generate that through property tax, whatever it is, the kind of taxes that you have, sales tax or whatever.
and taxes are high in Illinois.
Right. They're high already.
And they can't fix a damn road for nothing. Like, it's just.
But you can fund benefits for illegal aliens. Sure. Let's do that.
Oh my
Because
God.
that makes a whole lot of sense.
Because that's a voter base for you, because you also have shady election laws. So
Right. What are your
interesting. But then I saw the other day, Allie, that the Chicago Bears posted a Pride Month thing, and I was like, you know what, Hammond, keep them, because if you're the NFL, like, I don't need to hear no. I'm sorry, not doing that. Well, as much as we would like to get up and walk out of some rooms, President Trump is not playing. Allie, did you see this?
I did.
Oh my God,
I
guys,
think girl.
take a listen. This is fun. Take a look.
Ever presented.
Let's talk
your
about
elections in this country. We're like a third world country. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the rain with you for an hour, on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press, because you know what?
Mr.
A country can never be great with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we
Come on,
traveled
let's go.
all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
He crushed it. He crushed the money. So this is the problem. There are people that are flipping out. They're saying that he's being a toddler. He's acting out. He's too emotional to be president. He can't, like, big bad man mad at some young woman who's asking him a question. No, she wasn't asking questions that were pertinent to the situation. She was lying, which is what they do. This is what the press does. This is what Meet the Press does. This is what she's done. They lie.
Here is when
he's
you are when you're conducting an interview, in my opinion, you ask the question, you allow them to respond. You can quote a news article or a headline to say, but so and so said this. What is your response to that? That's not what she did.
No.
She sat there and argued and flat out called him a liar.
Yep.
And at that point, I'm like, then why do you need an interview? If you're going to talk over me and you're going to just, not ask what I mean. She talked about January 6th. She
Yep.
talked about the fund that was set up for those that have been harmed by the governor, weaponized by the government. She talked about the election. He's pointing out, listen, what happened with Spencer Pratt happened in 2020. It's happened before, and she's just.
Do you have any evidence for that?
She was.
He's like, there's a mountain of evidence of it. No, there is not. And she's like, what do you mean?
No,
There
what
isn't?
she was getting at is that you haven't won in court. Well, I would like to know up to what year she is going back to, because if you look at everything that's come back on appeal, everything from his rape case,
Yep.
he has won.
He has.
On these cases. And when you look
100%.
at what's coming out with Giuliani, what's coming out with Mike Lindell,
Yep.
I mean, why is the Supreme Court taking up mail-in ballots if there's not an issue with it?
This is exactly why we need to get the House to pick up the Spin Act. Why it's sitting in the cloakroom and has been sitting in the cloakroom for a couple of years, I don't know. But it needs to get pushed to the House floor for a vote. And we will no longer have fake news media. And you can hold the news media accountable for lying to the American public and pushing propaganda on the American people. We will have an honest press once again. Just because you are press does not mean that you can lie to the American people, but you can now, because Barack Obama has put in place the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, which allows them to do that. The Spin Act completely undoes that.
Well, and here's what bothered me about this towards the end is she said, I came all the way to Wisconsin. He's the president of the free world.
Lady.
Do you know what his itinerary looked like today? They're sitting there. You can hear the rain. They're in obviously some kind of a metal building. So
warehouse.
And so when he walks out, he steps on the microphone. I don't think he meant to do that.
He didn't mean to.
But oh my gosh, it was like.
But I heard it as well. I'd be done, because why are you going to sit? And he's being generous. President Biden, who wasn't president
legally, never officially, if you go back through some of those,
didn't sit with anybody.
Yeah.
He barely took questions. President Trump has taken way more questions and spent more time in front of media than any other president, I feel.
Yeah, no, and that's definitely true. You can even say that for Bush too. He didn't
actual.
I let her see what
mental illness is happening right now.
Okay, so
you couldn't pay me to walk or crawl on my. I can't.
All right, wait. Take a look at this video. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Please tell me this is AI.
That was their hold up traffic in New York City, crawling on the ground as a Trump No Kings protest. You could see it there wrapped around their neck.
You could not pay me to crawl on my hands and knees.
What is crawling like an animal with a sign that says no kings around? And what is that in their mouth?
It's not their nose rings. Like, and they're
Are you
mooing.
Sure?
I swear this has to be AI, guys. Like this, it has to be.
If they took up 2 lanes.
I can't. No, I don't believe it. In the downtown Times Square.
Downtown.
You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me. I cannot. What in the mental illness? I mean that.
This is the world we live in. This is the jokes, kid. This is what we live in. So I just had to show that to you, because while they're sitting there complaining about Trump and thinking that he somehow is a king, what we're actually trying to do is secure our elections, because our elections are the only thing that really keep us sovereign in this nation and not being, I don't know, parliamentarian driven in you know.
I'm trying to understand, because I'm seeing people behind them that cut like this. Somebody please tell me.
They went out in front of other protesters that also walked on the 2 lanes of streets. And New York City lets them do this. There was no permit for this. There wasn't barricades to block traffic off. I just served this up so that Allie, we can see her reaction.
I'm not okay, y'all. I swear.
You know what happens in Florida if you do that and you protest and you block traffic? What did DeSantis say?
Mm,
At your own risk.
At your own risk. At your own risk.
Well, y'all,
I need somebody to tell me that that was AI. I don't want to believe that that was real.
both Grok and Harris is not the only one. Mr. Harris is not the only one that posted that.
Oh my gosh, we cannot be that invested in America. We just can't be. I refuse to accept it.
We just played diapers on an adult.
No.
Yes,
No.
I'm telling you, dating life has been ruined now that I know that there's a diaper fetish out there. I can't. It used to be like open my car door, and now the first thing, do you like diapers? Like that's got to be the thing you ask. And I can't recover from this. And who's going to date somebody when that's literally the first thing I'm asking?
Well,
are you conservative? Do you like country music? Do you enjoy diaper fetish? Because it's not, we're no. And Jesus, do you love Jesus? That's like, I can't, like, no.
I think if you get through, are you conservative? You might be safe.
No, Jesus, conservative.
Conservative.
And then what was the other thing I said? Diaper.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't think if you get past the first two, you have to worry about diapers. I'm just saying.
Maybe I'm asking it in the wrong order. Oh my God, I just feel so convicted.
I can't. All right. Well, that concludes today's episode of Out of Pocket. Those protesters were very much out of pocket. I don't understand.
Don't New York, my Florida, the rest of the nation.
Guys, please register to vote in Florida. We are a closed primary state, which means you have to be a part of a party, Democrat or Republican, in order to vote in either primary.
And if you're an NPA, you can vote in school board. But yeah,
but that's it.
That's it.
Just school board.
Then you just vote for me, and then you're.
That's important. Voting for school board. However, so are the other races, especially congressional.
Absolutely. Let's get a Leger in there. Absolutely. Guys, that's it for us at Out of Pocket Live. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow us right here back tomorrow at 10 a.m.
See you guys soon.
All right, let's see you next time.
Two queens, no filter, say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real.